Get ready, fish heads. Strap on your life jackets, hang on tight, and come along for the ride. The Southern Anglers Radio Show is about to cast off. If you have a fishing story or just a lie to tell, share it with your fellow fishermen. Call us up at 843-293-1079. And now broadcasting live from the Sparks Toyota Tundra Studio, the Southern Anglers Radio Show presented by Marshall's Marine. Here are your hosts, Captain E. Kenny Moore and the Bassmaster.
Good morning, fish heads. The Southern Anglers Radio Show is on the air.
Hey, we're coming to you live via the Toyota Tundra Studio presented by Sparks Toyota, where the dealer's always in.
And
you can tell who wasn't here last week.
A little rusty.
Go ahead.
Key West Boats and Marshall Marine of Lake City,
Go figure.
Georgetown, where every day is a boat show.
Every day.
I was going to say I forgot, but
And
actually
by
I
the,
didn't.
and by the
And by the Freedom Boat Club, where your boat is waiting.
Hey, and wouldn't you know, this would be the first week that we are recording the show, and Tony screwed it up.
So we
after a
are
week off.
recording as we speak?
As we speak, bro.
Wow.
Start it over.
Let's start it over. All right. Here we go. Let's do it again. Take two. Hey, we can edit it. Oh, yeah, we'll edit it. What's up? Good morning. It's cold outside.
A little
Very cold.
chilly. A little chilly.
It is a great day to be indoors for a seminar.
Mm-hmm.
And Rayburn, as of last night, posted that there will be a couple seats available. There's still a couple seats available for walk-ins.
And that starts at 9, correct?
Right. Coastal Marine, head over there, go get some great tips and learn from some of the best. I think Captain Jason Burton is going to join us via phone here
Give us an
in just a
update
little bit.
from the
Give us
seminar,
an
the SALT
update.
seminar? Good deal.
And, of course, he's speaking at 12. I'll get the whole lineup up here in a minute who's speaking, but we also want to continue. We were talking earlier. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and all the people out volunteering to search for Tyler up on the north end. And there's been a lot of talk about safety and everything else this week, and I know we covered it a little bit last week.
We did.
But man, so many different things can happen real quick. Doesn't matter where you're at. Doesn't
You're
matter if
absolutely
duck
right,
hunting,
man.
Fishing or whatever. Just try to be safe as you can out there, and especially this time of the year. Any time exposed to that water is not going to end well. If you're, we're talking, 52 degrees the water was, or 40?
Yeah, somewhere in that 50-degree range, which is not good to be into for very long, that's for sure.
And there's no doubt this week that the water temperatures drop. We got a couple cold days again. Winter's back.
That's right.
And the groundhog saw his shadow.
I heard that live on
You
the
did?
radio while I was driving down the road, yeah.
Well, the good thing is
Was that Thursday morning?
it's kind of predictable.
Yeah.
Because
Wednesday morning.
the groundhog has been wrong like 16 out of 20 years, so just do the opposite of what the
Yeah.
groundhog.
But his overall record's pretty good.
It is.
It's like 74%.
Where did this come from?
What?
Where did we rely
I think it was like the
on
old
a rodent to tell
farmers
us?
from way back when it would stick its head out of the ground and they just came up with it.
Where did we start relying on a rodent to tell us?
It's pretty funny, isn't it? But you know what? Pretty good predicting.
Kind of ironic that he says he sees his shadow in 6 more weeks of cold weather, and then look at our weather for the next 2 weeks. Supposed to be in the upper 60s and 70s for the next 2 weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
6 more weeks of winter up north versus 6 more weeks of winter here is a big
That's got to be a good
Well, that's
point
what-
Tony's
see,
making
that's-
right there.
Why don't they have a
There's got to be a line, like the Mason-Dixon line or something. Where
Right,
they-
like
I was gonna say,
The-
they
the groundhog line.
Field up in there, and then have one a dolphin or something jump in the water.
A dolphin jumping.
I mean, because you look at it, look, Florida, that doesn't apply to Florida again, no?
No.
Wow.
They had a crazy. They had some pretty
they
bad
have some
days this
spurts
year.
here and there, but, by and large, they stay pretty warm all winter.
Yep. Tony, I hate you weren't here last week, but I do know that he snuck and listened to the show.
You
last
did not listen. You did.
I just the comments and remarks continued through most of the week, and most people were in the same situation as me, and they were sore from laughing
A monkey story?
at Kenny's monkey story.
I heard it.
And
Too bad we didn't get that one recorded.
It was great. Yeah, too bad we didn't record
Man,
that.
it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's traveling
We'll never
through
hear it
space
again. We'll
somewhere.
Nope, that's the thing about Kenny's jokes. Once you hear him, he never recycles.
I don't. No.
You don't. You move on
No, I
to something
do,
different.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, some of yours are incriminating. So you
I gotta be
share
careful.
those.
Gotta be careful. I have to tell that like in the second person, like a friend of mine. Got a friend.
Let's real quick. Rayburn just texted me. Any walk-ins that come in this morning until they're sold out are $20.
Nice.
So
Instead of 21.
Yep, instead of 21. Is that what it was?
Get the coffee hot, Rayburn.
21.
20. There you go.
There you go. Save a buck.
Walk in. There you go.
We were going to be there. It was our original plan.
Yep.
But we opted to.
Technical difficulties.
We didn't want to leave. We didn't want to. Yeah, technical
didn't want to leave
difficulties.
Jenna.
And yeah, that's
We
why.
don't
That's what
want
it
to leave
was.
Jenna alone.
We wanted to come see Super Jenna. Yeah.
So we're hanging out here in the studio, and
We are.
lots of fishing to talk about. I'll tell you, the Grand Strand Fishing Rodeo, January has ended. And I'll go over the list later, and we're going to talk a little bit about each fish. I do have some stories on each fish and where they were caught and everything else. Had a busy week this week weighing fish because Tuesday being the last of the month, everybody wanted to get out there. And there were some nice fish weighed on Tuesday. I sent you the pictures, right?
Yeah, there was some nice weather this past week.
Yeah.
Before this little cold front popped in.
I went back into the archives. I was looking for, actually, I think it was Jason Burton and I were talking about his biggest sheep's head, and he sent me a picture of it or something. And I knew I had a picture of somebody with a big sheep's head, and I could not remember. I went back, and I don't know how I found it, but I found the picture of you at your house.
Yeah.
When you took the picture of that sheep's head before you cleaned it,
Right.
in your kitchen sink. And that was a monster. Did
was
you
a big
ever
one.
weigh that thing?
Yes. 11 pounds.
Wow. That was a beast, and it looks
Yeah,
like it.
It was. That was in June. It's not hard to find that picture because every year I post it.
I don't blame you.
I said I will show this picture.
I don't
off
blame you.
The rest of the days I live.
It should be
man.
your permanent profile
It,
picture.
it should be. It should be. You don't catch them like that very often. I know. That's for darn sure.
Well, also, I'm trying to. I got to hang out via the phone and talk to our good friend George Poveromo this week for an episode of Trilogy Outdoors podcast. And George never lets you down as far as entertainment factors. And we kind of keyed in and I dialed up Bouncer Smith and brought Bouncer in as a surprise for George. And those two. I mean, we just sat back. It was Jason, myself, Stephen.
Were they telling
and
fish
Osman.
stories?
They were telling fish stories, but then it turned into I told you about George's truck
Oh, getting
got
borrowed.
stolen last week in
Unauthorized
Miami.
borrowing.
Yep, and they found it, and the only thing missing was the 11 boxes of Columbia boat shoes that he had in the back seat. In case any of his speakers for the seminar showed up and didn't have theirs on. That's part of the attire.
Oh, yeah.
So they stole those and everything else. But then we talked again about the incident, the sailfish or the swordfish that pulled him overboard. Albeit whether it pulled him over or is
It pulled him over, regardless of whether it was a slip or not.
Yep.
If you ever watched that particular episode.
I watched it like 9 times
It
Monday.
yanks him off that boat so fast, man. It's like, now you see him, now you don't, like a magic trick.
And, we talked about that. Because he blamed it on the wake, or he said the camera guy, the wake from the boat. But, man, I watched the video. It's slick as glass. But that might be, it might just have been that little bit of weight.
A swell of
Just a little tiny weight, because he tells us in the podcast, but he hollered at the camera boat and asked him to move to the other side of the boat to get over and get a better angle with the lighting. So I guess the guy got behind his boat and sped up to get around quick, and that he didn't see the wake. So that when it hit him,
If I'm not mistaken, that fish was kind of almost going straight down. It wasn't going at a angle.
absolutely straight down.
Yeah, and that's a bad angle right there.
Oh, yeah.
Leverage wise.
Yep.
It's like a seesaw, man, with nothing on the other side. It's just going to flip you up.
Leaning up against the rail like that with my legs against it and my feet slipped. And if it wouldn't have been for my heels butting up against the center console, I'd have been gone, Jack.
Yeah.
Well,
And I wasn't even fighting a fish.
go check the podcast out, Trilogy Outdoors Podcast, on all the platforms, including iHeart, and check it out. But it was a great one. And this week, too, I got invited by Joseph Dennis to go striper fishing. And, of course, how would you like to have been out there striper fishing this morning?
I would have passed.
Even with the fish biting?
I don't know. I might not have passed. Now that I got that super suit.
Yeah, you got the super suit, but I'll just tell you that the chances of being back at the dock before you even get cold with him are pretty good.
Oh, that's true, man. If you got
He's
there in
on
just
the fish.
30 minutes,
Remember, it's two
wear your
fish.
arms out.
two-fish limit,
Uh-huh.
25 to 27 or 26 to
they gotta be-
28,
they
some
gotta be
crazy.
pretty big, yeah.
But you can keep one trophy if you do. And
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, each person had a trophy. I think they were 30-plus inches.
Nice.
But they were real fast.
Oh, I bet that would be fun to catch, man.
Yeah, and if you want to get down to Santee and do that, Joseph Dennis, Captain Joseph, is a great option, great choice. And also look over the next month or two, he'll be moving to the crappie piles, and the man can catch some crappie. Now, Tony, this is where you and I have to decide: are we gonna show etiquette over the fact that we were presented to some incredible crappie piles in our journey down there, and not go back down there once we get the boat set up with live scope to go crappie fishing? Or are we going to say, hey, we came and worked and we just happened to be on the boat and we happened to remember where we were, so we're going to go back and go? Because we were on some incredible crappie piles that people don't know about, and you and I both know where they are now.
Hey, there was 9 boats fished every one of those piles in that one day. That ain't no secret.
There you go.
Ain't no secret. All them houses.
So you just-
Ain't gonna be no fish either.
Everywhere you look, there's a boat sitting on each pile, and there's a camera boat taking video of them. No.
So you just answered my question. So,
we going.
okay. All right.
We going.
I think I think that trip should include also, and just for any of those that are wondering about the shad, rumor is it that Tail Race has started catching. Not in the incredible numbers right now, but when the water is moving, they're catching them. Joseph once again let me in on that, and it's a simple fish. It's a simple process. It's a simple trip from here.
Yep.
Kenny, you still hadn't been there.
And a
No.
fun trip.
No, I would definitely count me in on that because we tried one time. That was
Last year, weather was bad.
fiasco. When me and you and Brady went. But we went to do that.
We went to try crappie fish first, and then we were going to go shad fishing.
But the
remember?
shad weren't there or whatever.
And we lost the anchor.
Yes, we lost the anchor. Everything went wrong that trip.
Everything.
Everything. Except.
All I know is I know 3 grown men that were bundled up.
I was going to say,
man.
which one of y'all was in the middle when all 3 of y'all was spooning and trying to stay warm?
I could not peel. I mean, it was like, I felt like a banana, man. I mean, I couldn't peel Mike off of me.
Nope.
He was freezing.
Hey, and I couldn't peel him off of me the night before while we were sleeping.
Well, he was sleeping.
I wake up and got his big old leg laying over the top of me. I'm like, I'm coming to the floor, Kenny. Get out the way.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man.
But I tell you, it is time. This is an exciting time of the year, and I think, we all know what's coming. We all know what's around the corner. The warmer weather is coming, but we also know the flounder are going to start biting here soon, and they are catching flounder already. But if you want to deal with the snot grass, is the issue.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
But we also know it won't be long, and the black drum are going to be thick on the nearshore reef. And then come the weak fish. And then come the giant 8 to 10 pound bluefish that show up here. And then you've got the bonita, a.k.a. also the other tuna. All right, we got bonita that show up. Then what's the other one that tastes good?
Skipjack?
Skipjacks. Isn't that it? Yeah, the skipjack.
That look like a bonita?
No, that look like but have a king mackerel mouth with teeth. Isn't that the skipjack? What is it?
I think
Tastes
it is.
really good. Good table fare.
I think it is.
Those will show up soon. I mean, all of that's getting ready to happen. And
Yeah,
of
we're
course,
into February already, man.
Tony's bass are getting ready to feed up if they're not already feeding up
They already feeding.
to get ready for that. So it's a great time of the year. It's great.
Have you any reports of the sheep's head at the nearshore reefs?
I'm going to say it. Yeah. All the fish that were caught on Tuesday were not caught at jetties.
Yeah. Are all the reefs producing or just like certain ones?
I would say there's 3 that are producing, and I would say that probably the deeper one is not on fire yet. It'll be the next couple of weeks, but the shallower 2 that are in 35 foot of water are. And they do have some big black drum.
Oh, and that's
well.
always nice, too.
And when I say big, I mean big. Captain Jimmy Devers of Merle's Inlet Fishing Charters had a lady on board that weighed almost 8-pounder. Or was it 8?
That's a very nice black drum for around here.
Was it 8? 8.1 or something like that? I think. Yeah, big one.
That's nice.
And then, of course, another rodeo team, which was Tyler Coble, Justin Witten, and Lucas Williams went out on Tuesday, and they weighed a 6.9-pound sheep's head and a 7.4 black drum, somewhere around that.
That's a
I
good
can't
day.
remember. Anyway,
I love it.
Tyler ended up winning both of them.
For the month, huh?
Yep.
Good for him.
He ended up winning both, so.
But that always gives people something to do, man, in the wintertime. You
Yep.
got to fish in the winter. There's still fish there.
There's fish.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Just
and
gotta
you
get
always
fish.
got the,
Can you handle
the
it?
speckled sea
The
trout.
question is, can you handle it?
Indeed. Boy, I tell you what, man. We fished in a lot of 30-degree days, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. Right clothes make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Layers make the difference.
I remember
I'll tell you
that,
what, this again is gonna. I'm just saying. I'm wearing a hook vest, but feel this. This is
Ooh.
that is
That feels good.
That is the Bass Pro Shops Redhead brand.
Uh-huh. I like the Redhead brand.
And this is the thicker of all the three layers. It's I mean they're not cheap, but I'm telling you they are nice. And then, my daughter had to explain to me what this was. I thought it was a hole in the dang thing. It's for your thumb.
Keep your palms
I thought
warm.
that was only women. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I didn't know. it
That's
was
a
for men,
terrific
too, so
idea.
yeah, so
I remember that show you did with Jay Bass when you guys were up at the Chesapeake Bay.
wait a minute.
That was you and Jay Bass doing stripers at the Chesapeake Bay
Pack.
Bridge Tunnel.
Stevie Pack.
Stevie Pack. Oh, I thought it was Jay Bass.
No.
I don't know why I had that on my
Stevie
mind.
Pack.
That's when you guys had the snot sickles.
Dude, we had every one of
Frozen.
us. Every one of us had snot frozen down our cheeks on the ride. It was an 8-mile ride down the beach to get to where the fish were. And
that was
every
so
single
cold.
one of us. Nobody wanted to mess with a rig because we were really, we were trolling for stripers and we were doing the umbrella rigs. And so none of us had really ever done it before. So we were having to set these rigs up, and trying to do it with gloves on, forget about it. But again, I know you just mentioned it, but the fact that within the first 30 minutes, Stevie Pack had caught his biggest striper ever, and Andy Pack had caught his biggest striper ever.
Yeah, those are
That
big
speaks
stripers
volume.
that come up in there, man.
And you know
Those
what?
are no
though?
joke.
You know the pressure on those fish changed their complete pattern over the next 2 years. Those fish never come inside of 3 miles now.
Mm-hmm.
They stay outside of 3 miles.
They learned, huh?
They learned. It's crazy because when we were there was probably 300 boats up there.
Yeah.
Easily. It looked like spot season, and there was a mixture of striped bass being caught and bluefin tuna being caught.
Is that right?
Yeah, and the bluefin, when the boat would hook up with the bluefin in the middle of the crowd, obviously one person stayed on the radio or stood on the bow and hollered, "Get out the way, get out the way," and they just continued to fight it.
They chase herrings up there.
That's right.
That's the huge schools of herring that swim up into the Chesapeake Bay and
Yep.
all the way up into all the tributary rivers.
Right.
And those stripers will follow them bad boys until they can't swim and until the water gets too shallow to swim anymore.
Yep. So now remember, we were outside of the Chesapeake Bay as close as we could get. We actually had a GPS. We had the marks on our GPS. You could not enter the Chesapeake Bay.
Was the Bay Bridge, the tunnel, the point where
Was
you
it
couldn't
visible?
go past?
No, you couldn't. I could see it. We could see it. No, the point was the southern point of the entrance
Right.
into Chesapeake Bay. That was where that was the line that you had to go off of. And of course, you didn't want to go any further anyway because you were going to get run over by U.S. warships. because
Right, leaving
They were
Norfolk.
nonstop in and out, and that was where I got my first view of a true hovercraft, the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because U.S. warship number 1, which is the Wasp, unloaded all hers, and then she came in behind them, so they all came running by. And
Those things are loud, aren't
They
they?
are loud.
Oh, my
They're
God,
incredible.
yeah.
It's unbelievable how they move. But then she came through, and everybody was like trying to get up and look at her and take pictures, and the captain kept coming on the 16 and telling everybody 300 yards or whatever.
Or we will
know,
shoot you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But that is an incredible fishery that is going on. A little further south, we talked about Kevin Sneed, our good buddies at Rigged and Ready Tackle Center up in Holden Beach. Kevin has once again just had an incredible bluefin season. We should have tried to get him on the air today. I'm going to guess
He's a
that
true master, isn't he?
he is a true master of it. He's in Moorhead. He's in Moorhead, and man, I don't even know the numbers now. He didn't give me the numbers, but I was invited to bring some guests last Sunday, and of course he landed a big one.
Of
Carlton
course.
landed, and right now, one day I'll get him to tell us exactly how he does it. He does it differently. Him, Brant McMullen, another really good one. They spend their time catching live bait. They've been fishing with live bait, bluefish, and big man Hayden, I believe, is what I'm told. But they do live bait for them, and
Whatever they're doing is working, huh?
remember last year? It's
Wow.
almost a year ago
Yeah.
that he caught that one and caught it while he was on the air with us,
Yep.
and had it landed before the show was over.
We were talking about
Incredible.
that earlier before we went on air.
Mm-hmm.
And like whether we would want to do that or not. I would do it, but I wouldn't want to. I'd do it for a few minutes, like you said.
You're like me. Let's
on
get
the
a picture,
rod,
holding the
hand it to
rod.
Somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of those fights are 2, 3, 4 hours. And
I
then think
forgot.
about those
I ain't got that
3-hour
kind of
fights
stamina anymore.
that end with a hook coming out.
Oh.
I'm laying in the Florida
The
boat.
awful,
I'm
like
crying.
on Wicked Tuna, when that rod just goes boop, no magic trick.
Yep.
Now you see it, now you don't. That's a heartbreaker right there.
Other house cleaning business here. Let's talk about NWTF. And while the tables are sold out, wait a minute. They are still doing sponsorships. The tables are sold out, but they are still doing sponsorships. You can find Chris Wilson's info on our Facebook page and get in touch with the Five Rivers chapter of NWTF and come down and get involved. But for right now, as of Tuesday morning, all tables were sold. I was on the air with another radio station that I'm on Tuesdays, and Chris let me know that they are now sold out. We're looking forward to it. I can tell you the team at Marshall's is already ready to start moving all of the boats out of the room because, let me tell you, they are loaded with boats. They have every model, every make, whatever you want. They've got it in the showrooms now.
They got to do some
So
rearranging.
you can
huh?
go down there and enjoy a warm boat show every day. Stay warm, go inside, check them out. They've got plenty of Key West. They've got Tidewaters, the new Falcon Bass boat there.
I saw a picture
Of course,
that.
Skeeter. And then all the G3 and Express stuff they've got down there. But you can still get tickets for the Satori, the Browning Satori raffle, and their big cash raffle. So
So you can gamble
you can gamble.
and without even having to be there.
No, we don't gamble though. We don't call it gambling, do we? Not on air. Can we say that? Oh well.
I'm sure.
Who cares?
The only thing we can't say is SB. We got to say big game.
Oh yeah, we cannot. Yep.
Yes, we got
The big games coming
big
up.
game. Remember, we
Yep.
did a whole. Remember years ago, we did a. That's when we were on.
Yep.
That's
On
when we
there.
were on
Yep.
with the other guys.
Yep.
Yeah, and we didn't get censored, but we got like
We
maybe,
did accidentally.
Well,
'Cause
no, we
didn't
did a
know.
whole ad. I think. Then we do a
Yeah,
whole
we
ad
didn't
for
know. Yeah,
one
we
of our
did.
sponsors that was
Yep.
having a big game party.
Big game party. Yep. Dagwoods. It was Dagwoods.
I believe
We
it
had done
was.
for Dagwoods.
Yes, I believe that was a Dagwood spot we were doing, man. And we blew it up and
Yep.
recorded
So the
it.
big game is this Sunday.
That's right.
All
Not
right.
this Sunday. Next Sunday.
It's next Sunday? Yeah, the 12th.
Not tomorrow.
The 12th.
Yeah.
Yes, the day after. Our next thing that I want to talk about, and that is our fundraiser, Shucking for the Stevens. Had a great meeting this week over at Barking Dogs, and things are starting to come together. Had some incredible people offer up to help get oysters this week, and that's going to be the key factor, obviously. That and the raffle tickets. $5,000 going to somebody, $5,000 going to the Stevens family, and that is all next Saturday. Starts at 12 o'clock. We'll be down at the Barking Dogs, and if you want tickets, hit us up through the Facebook page. They're going quick, but if you don't want to, you can stop by Base Boys, stop by Merle's Inlet Fishing Charters, or stop by Barking Dogs this week, and all of us have tickets, so make sure you get them, and then come over and enjoy a great oyster roast, and we're going to have Boston Butts as well for those that don't like oysters, so all kinds of options.
You can have a little bit of both.
Hey, did we talk? Are you coming to help me?
Oyster butt.
Because you were a lot of help.
gotta be the rest of
Kenny was help too until
We had to boot it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got farred.
and then after he got that $2,000, he was done.
I was a happy man.
Harris said Tuesday that he would have done it again. He'd do it again.
Well, I tell you what, he had
Hey,
no
I think he
reservations
was-
about
I think
it.
he was confused.
What?
I think honestly he said I had a 50-50 chance. I think he
No,
thought
he knew there
only
was
two.
three. He knew there was three.
Well,
I mean, we talked about that.
Right.
He knew there was 3.
Well, he didn't know that the one I was holding was yours, and he.
Neither did I. So it was fair.
Me and Jenna looked at each other
I
and were
didn't.
like, "Oh."
It was still fair because I didn't know.
Yep.
Neither one of us knew. He took the chance.
Well, here's what we need. We still do need some volunteers. I think we've got the cooking covered. We are going to be roping off an area. What we're going to try and do is rope off the area for the oyster people. We got several tables we're going to have set up, and we're just going to nonstop just keep filling the tables up with oysters. So
Typical oyster
we'll have wristbands.
roast fashion.
Yep, we'll have wristbands. You get a wristband, you'll be allowed in that area. Go in, eat all the oysters you want. And again, this is going to be from 12 until. We're calling it 12 until. Weather permitting, we might hang out for a while. Who knows? We might have some entertainment of some degree, but for right now, it's going to be downloading a good playlist of songs and just playing them through the PA system. But that's all next Saturday. Starts at 12. And Barking Dog is down in the inlet. If you know where dogs weigh in, it's right across from it. You can't miss it.
That's right.
We'll try to
Plug it
get
into
some-
your GPS. It shows up.
We'll try to get some balloons or something out there by the road so people can see. But, man, I want to thank David and Denise Thigpen. Everett, you have been a lot of help. Lisa Aglietti. Trying to think who else has volunteered. But lots of help. Anthony Monagani, Captain Anthony Monagani, and Shane for helping and volunteering to help with collecting oysters. Seth Williams at Crazy Sister for offering up the rental boats this week to send droves out to go get oysters. So we got.
Sounds like there's not going to be a problem with the oysters then.
I'm sorry.
It looks like you're going to get plenty of oysters.
No, here's the deal. It's all going to be. We're teetering on weather because we only have a short window. Low
Yeah.
tides in the afternoons late.
Ooh.
So it's going to be tough. But we'll get them.
Yep.
If not, we're going to Seven Seas.
That's right.
If not, we'll come see you, Henry and Chris, down at Seven Seas, and you need to go see them. Speaking of which, we do need to get a break in, and for all our new listeners over there on the new platform, you get to check out these commercials as well. So
That's right.
Go ahead and take us to the break.
You got it. Are you ready, Super Jenna? All right, fish heads. We'll be right back on the Southern Anglers Radio Show on the Gator 107.9.
And now, back to the Southern Anglers Radio Show. More chaos and fish tales with your host, Captain E. Kenny and the Bassmaster on Gator 107.9.
All right, fish heads. Welcome back to the Southern Anglers Radio Show.
Hey, coming to you live via the Toyota Tundra Studio, presented by Sparks Toyota, where the dealer's always in.
And by Key West Boats and Marshall Marine of Lake City and Georgetown, where every day is a boat show.
Every day.
And by the Freedom Boat Club, where your boat is waiting.
Hey, you know, I was out at Sparks Toyota this week, and of course, I had the tire issues and got those resolved and got the oil changed. And man, I tell you what, I can get a lot of work done in that waiting room out there. It's nice. Wi-Fi, nice big old countertop, and the vending machine is my friend back there. It takes credit cards. Yep, it takes credit cards, cash, whatever. But man, they got some. Whoever picked out the food that goes in that thing is awesome. I mean, Three Musketeers. And then they got Monster Energy drinks in the vending machine. But anyway, yep, I had an appointment, went over there, and then of course we had to order in a tire to replace the troubled tire that I had. I had a hole that was in the tread, so can't patch, plug, or fix that one. So got a new tire on her, and the new Tundra Rolling Studio is back on the road, and so am I going to get back on the road this week, start getting some more interviews. And I did get to hang out with Ronald Stalvey yesterday for about 25 minutes before I had to run back to the inlet quickly. But, man, Ronald has loaded up yesterday with shiners, and I'm telling you, he had I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Shiners that big.
Nice.
Yeah. And Tony will tell you, I mean, a 1 pound bass will eat that all day long. A half-pound bass will eat
You better
that.
know it.
But they were loading up. A couple gentlemen were heading to Florida to go to Stick Marsh.
Yep.
Going to Stick Marsh to do some live, or they were going bass fishing, but they wanted to take live bait with them in case that's all they wanted. But, man, he's loaded up. All the rods you want to choose from. Ronald said, come get them. Come get them. He's got to make room. Spring's coming. He's got new stuff coming. And let's see what else I needed to discuss. What else did we need to bring up? Grand Strand Rodeo. Why don't we talk about the results? Let's see.
Yeah, let's hear the success stories from January.
Let's hear the success stories from January again, folks. Grand Strand Fishing Rodeo coming to you lasting now through October. And let me get to this page because it's pretty. All right, here we go. All right, so last month's species were blackfin tuna, black sea bass, white grunt, black drum, sheep's head, speckled trout, and then, of course, freshwater was catfish, brim, and crappie. And let's go ahead and start in the freshwater and T-bone. Wow. Notice, if you look on the results, you'll see 3 asterisks beside his name. I'm putting asterisks beside each person's name that multiply has qualified for the grand prize drawing. And that would be T-Bone, who has won not only the first month, not just the second month, but now the third month.
Somebody needs to get out there and give him some competition.
Exactly. 13.78 pounds. Scott Schwalm. Scott Schwalm, young Scott. Now, let me tell you, last month, Scott, or this month, early in the month, Scott was weighing brim and catfish and everything else, and he did manage to pull out a win in the brim with a .86 pounder. And that's not a small one, by the way. I weighed this. Me and Seth weighed that. Scott Schwalm. And then in crappie, of course, that 2-pound beast that Caleb Hartley caught. Caleb is now a 2-time qualifier. Caleb, who won brim at 0.2 ounces, 0.2 pounds last month, double qualifies now. And then moving over to saltwater, Grand Strand Fishing Rodeo's blackfin tuna division for January, 14.14 pounds by Anthony Montagani. Black sea bass is our good friend Brad Hemby at 3.16. That's a big. That's
nice.
a big black sea bass. White grunt, once again, Anthony Montagani, 2.68. Black drum, 6.92. Tyler Coble. And then the sheep's head, 7.61.
Nice one.
Tyler Coble, pretty much caught back to back. And by the way, that sheep's head was his very first sheep's head he had ever caught.
Is that right?
Nice.
I told him, I said, buddy, just remember it goes backwards from there.
That's right. All downhill from there.
And then our
And
good
then?
buddy, Mr. doesn't like to talk much, Nick Walford, with a beautiful 6.96 pound speckled trout. I've got to mention that the day before, actually 3 hours before, Jason ran out to weigh that fish for him.
So he could release it?
Right. He wanted to release it. The couple hours before at Bass Boys Bait and Tackle, they had a 6.41 pound speckled trout.
Oh, man.
Now, if I was him, I'd be upset.
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
That's
a
gotta
bummer.
Feel,
Missed it by that much.
you got to feel strong with that
close.
6.4 pounder.
You got that
But
right.
A great tournament this month. We are now at 86 entries. Now, we're in the dead of the winter.
Man, that's awesome.
We're at 86 entries. It's going to only get bigger.
It's going to spike come April.
I'll just say this much. I'm a divulge a little bit, and I told you yesterday a little bit about it. I had a big meeting yesterday morning with Chase Adams from Sarah J's. Sarah J's this year will be the host of the Banquet and Expo. And our plans for the Banquet and Expo kind of go like this. Our visions and what we're setting up are at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to have a huge enclosed tent, and we're going to have vendors, and we're going to have fishing industry representatives there with their products from 2 until 1 or 2 whenever we start until about 4 or a little bit after. We're going to just have some beverages and walk around and talk to these reps and check out the products. At 4 o'clock or so, we're going to open up the buffet line inside with food. People can start funneling in, go eat, do their thing for a couple hours. And then at the beginning of the grand prizes, everybody gets done eating. We're all going inside. And we're doing it on November 11th, Veterans Day. So we are going to pay tribute to several different facets of veterans. We're going to obviously pay tribute to all the veterans that are fishing in the rodeo. We're going to have Senator Stephen Goldfinch is going to join us hopefully via Skype from Africa, where he will be serving with Special Forces. We are going to hopefully have, and I need you, Jenna, with help on this. We are hopefully going to have one of the high school's color guards come and present the colors and present the flags for it, and I'm going to get Jenna to help me with that. The Colonel, that's right. I've got his name, and I just don't have
The
contact.
Colonel.
So we'd love to have St. James or any of the schools that are available. I know it's a busy day for most of them. And then we're going to nonstop throughout the entire event. We're going to have several TVs and a big screen set up, and it's going to be playing all the catch pictures from the year, from the tournament. So we're going to have all the pictures rotating through, and then we'll do all the recognition for the awards and everything at the end.
That's going to be a great event,
Should be a good
man.
time. Should be a good time. Thanks to all our wonderful sponsors and partners, Fishzilla Fishing, South Atlantic Bank. One more that I cannot name yet because I'm just not quite sure which brand they're going to be using. But we've got some incredible partners coming to help make that happen. And Sarah J's, especially Chase, for hopping on board. Menu for now looks like shrimp and grits. We're going to do a Boston butt. He's going to do fried flounder, fried shrimp, and some incredible sides, and then banana pudding for dessert. Well, let's take it.
Crazy Sister Marina Fish Line is lit up.
Go ahead.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Corey. How are you, buddy?
I'm just doing good. How about you?
Man, we're doing great, buddy. Just doing a little radio show here, talking, running our mouth, and sharing some fishing stories.
Keeping it going.
I'm sorry.
And keeping it going.
And
keeping it going, right?
We trying to, brother.
And who am I speaking with?
This is all of us. We're all right here, man.
Mr. Tony and Mr. Amos.
Mr. English. Yep. Captain E. I'm right here, and Kenny's right between us.
And how's your family doing?
They're doing great. I hope yours is.
Good. Mine is too. Are you guys ready for a NASCAR race and Super Bowl and stuff?
Hey, so yeah, we are. So when is this NASCAR race? Now that you mentioned it, the Clash is tomorrow.
February the 19th on a Sunday. Daytona 500.
All right. Have they run in the stadium yet? Oh, that's tomorrow.
Not yet.
Is that tomorrow or is that tonight?
Right. I don't.
Don't ask me, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out.
There you go. Maybe Corey knows.
Corey, is it tonight or tomorrow? Tomorrow. We got it.
Tomorrow.
You got it, brother. Well, listen, man, thank you for calling. It's always great hearing from you, brother.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. Have a great one.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, Corey. He
I
always
meant to
count
bring
on
up-
Corey to give
Yeah,
us a
we can
call
always
and check
count
in with us.
I was, I knew it kept popping up. I kept seeing like 2022 Clash was on like FS1 or one of them they were showing, but I knew it had to be sometime soon. So the Daytona is when next? Yeah, I know you're
Don't
like me.
ask me, man.
Well, it can't. No, it can't be. Not on Super Bowl Sunday.
You know what I just realized?
I mean, big game. Oops.
We haven't heard from Hot Rod.
That's the following week.
Yep.
So we have not heard from Hot Rod.
Well, yeah, it's been a while, man. Hope
I'm
he's
gonna
all
have to
right.
check with,
I hope he's okay.
Check with Adam and see.
Yeah.
I bet the phone starts to ring here in a minute.
Well, I kind of hope it does.
I know.
You know?
You're right.
Yep. Superintendent's always quick with that
Hot
disconnect
Rod.
button. So,
I thought it was Hot Wheels.
Throw it on me, thanks.
Hot Wheels, right?
Hot Wheels, yeah. I
You
call him
call
Hot
him
Rod
Hot Rod.
because he calls me Captain.
Captain Ken.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Hot Rod.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of which, if
Well-
you
There
want,
it is.
It's lit up.
hey, go ahead, call her.
Hey, this is Don Nesmith. How are you this morning?
Hey, what's up, Don? What's happening, brother?
Hey, man, where can I go get registered for the rodeo?
All right, so
Good
How
question.
do I go get registered?
hey, you can right now currently. Here's your places in the inlet, okay? Perry's
Tell me.
Perry's Bait and Tackle, Beach Boys Bait and Tackle, Merle's Inlet Fishing Charters, right there between Wahoo's and Drunken Jack's. You can go to Crazy Sister anytime after between 9 and 3. They've got a sign up there.
All right.
And that on the south end, that's about it. Other than you go down to Paulie's Outdoors.
I'm good. I can hit one of them today and sign up. I'm going to my favorite lake, and I think I got whenever you put bass in there, I think I'm going to have the bass to win this year. We'll see.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what I'm doing, and we are going to leave bass out, and I'll tell you why. We are going to do a bass tournament. I know. Listen, we left.
Yeah, it's killing
Okay.
me too.
we left bass and redfish out. There was a lot of reasons. First and foremost is, you've got those purists that the tournament bass fishermen that don't want to see a promotion of killing them. You've got the purest of redfish, and you and I both know the bass numbers are fine. The redfish numbers are fine, but to keep from getting the natives too restless. But
I got you.
But
hey,
listen,
our tournament last week, that catch photo release deal, that is the future of bass fishing. I'm here to tell you.
That's awesome. So
last week was off the chain. There were 17 bass over 10 pounds caught last weekend.
Woo! Wow,
that's nice.
That is awesome, Don. Hey, so back to the help us out real quick. So, how about the registration with the kayak? Did you finally get that all figured out?
I am straight. What my only weird question is this: I had to register the kayak because I put the motor on it permanently fixed.
Right.
Well, I didn't have a problem with it. I went to go register it. They don't want to know nothing about the motor. They didn't want to see the serial number, the laden bill of sale, nothing about the motor. They just wanted my kayak, my whole information off the kayak, and that was it.
Wow. So
and that's kind of weird. I'm out here to register because I put the motor on it, but yet you don't want to know nothing about the motor.
Usually you get a registration for
usually
each.
And so you put the electric motor on, right? I mean, you've got the trolling motor. That's what
I got a 55-pound thrust trolling motor on the back of my kayak permanently there.
That is
that little sucker pushes me along at almost 11 miles an hour.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That is great.
That is awesome. Hey, just out of curiosity, what kind of range do you get out of it?
Now, I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I stayed with a lead-acid battery instead of the new high-fangled things because I don't have an infinite control. I just got the 5 selectors on my first 3.5.
Right.
So I went up to a group 30 instead of a group 27, and I honestly can run for 8 hours.
Wow.
I can go. I have put in at Stanley Drive Landing, went all the way down the front creek there, past the marsh walk, down to Hot Fish, out to the jetties, back into Garden City, trolled all of that over there on Pompano and everything else for flounder, and still had half battery when I got back.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It is. It makes it a whole lot easier for an old geezer paddling against current.
I hear you. I couldn't do it.
No doubt, man. Well, listen, man. Hey, listen. If get in touch with me. You have any trouble getting signed up? But Crystal and the team over at Perry's and Jay and Kelly at Base Boys are all set up.
Yep.
All you need to do is walk in. They'll get you signed up and go fishing. Okay, brother?
Cool. And when I see you, I want to show you this fish finder that I finally went with.
Yep.
You're going to laugh, but it is the bomb.
Hey, they make a difference, dude.
You don't have to mount your transducer. It's on a 40-foot piece of cable with a floating piece of plastic. You just throw the son of a bitch in the water, and the actual screen you look at is no bigger than your telephone.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yep.
Well,
and you don't have to plug it into nothing. It recharges each night.
Well, give me a holler when you come to the inlet, and I'll come meet you, brother, and check it out, all right?
All right. Y'all have a good morning.
All right.
You too, Don. See you, buddy.
Take care, brother. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad he got his kayak situation straightened out.
Well, he bought that thing. I mean, Don's been a friend for a long time, and Don was a hardcore fisherman, moved away, came back, and wanted to get back into fishing here and found a kayak, liked it. And then he's like me, dude, like, I don't want to get out there and paddle but so much.
Yeah.
And, opted for mounting a trolling motor on it. And then that was when, he got his eyes open about having to have the kayak registered and everything.
Yeah. If I was to do a kayak, I would have to I'd have to do like him, man. I mean, I'm not in the position where I'm going to paddle for
Okay, so
ever
here's
and
the
ever.
deal. What why not rig up one? I mean, you want to get the most out of the kayak. You want to use it for what it's for. If you rigged up one, and trust me, I'm in the same boat as you, why don't you rig up a trolling motor that you actually can bring up, lay it in the back, and have your paddle, which I'm sure when you get those shallow areas that you just paddle through and paddle into those shallow areas where you're trying to get anyway in the boat. I think that is probably what Don does as well. But
yeah,
that would
probably.
be the
Folds
way
it
to
up
do
or somehow brings it in the boat so he can.
Well, the guys with the foot pedals, they have to do the same thing to get in that real shallow water.
Yeah.
They have to, basically retract the fins.
And they got a place
go to
where those
paddle it.
retract. The last time I went with
Mike Eady.
Mike Eady was I was in one of those with the dolphin paddles underneath the boat, man. And yeah, you would drag those, and you had to do that thing where you could bring them up, where they like go up inside the recess there or something.
And then you paddled.
Yeah, then you paddle. Yeah.
But it's easy. It's all right there in front of you. Just slide them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's real easy. It's got like a mechanism. You boom. Same way, like it's kind of like put it in reverse.
Yep. Well,
Same kind of thing because you can reverse it. You can put that thing in reverse too. To back up.
Well, Tony could tell you with the range that he's got with that kayak, he could put it at Waka Wachi for a bass tournament and fish very effectively with the range he's got.
I have like really thought about at one point in time. I was really thinking about doing the kayak thing because Merle's Inlet is the place I go most of the time.
Right.
And I like going to Georgetown a lot too, but I ain't gonna see a whole lot of kayaks down in Winyah Bay. I don't think.
No, depends on where you can leave from.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, Merle's Inlet is a perfect place for kayaking, and with the amount of boats in Merle's Inlet these days, kayak's the way to go.
That or either like the little one-man creek boats.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
With the trolling motor on the back.
Yep. And just fish the skinny and stay away from the crowd, man. I mean, that's what it's going to be all about, really, in Merle's Inlet.
Yep. And I don't, what, how about Little River? I don't know how that would work.
Oh, my God.
You got a haul to get to the.
That's, I mean, man, you are putting your life in your own hands.
I would
in Little
definitely
River.
go with the one-man boat up there instead of the kayak just because of the boat traffic and the waves. With the higher sides on that little Cayman boat would.
Is there? I don't know if there's any places up in the Little River because there's a lot of little estuaries in Little River too.
Right.
They come out onto the waterway there, But I don't know if you can get to them.
I don't
do a boat launch somewhere.
I know. I think you have to leave from right there under the bridge.
Yeah,
I
and that would be
of any
safer
other
than
public-
going through the other part at least. Or like if you went all the way to the what is that Ocean Island?
The
where I fished with
Sunset.
Yes, that one.
Where you went.
Yes. Yeah, that was awesome, dude. That was the longest boat ride ever. Every bit of 50 yards.
Yep. And y'all,
Caught
and y'all
fish all-
basically got a
Caught
show
fish all
done.
day long. Yeah.
Y'all got a show done right there.
Yeah, we even put the guys that were fishing near us on the show.
Well, kayaks and those Tony's mentioning the one-man Camus. Irby Street Sporting Goods in Florence has those, and they also have another line. I'm trying to remember it. What's the name of the other one they have there? Doggone it. But they are one-man and two-man boats. And Marshall's has got them. I stood on top of one this week when I was down there with Scotty. There's a couple in Georgetown.
They got those kayaks really, riggable. I mean, if I ever did get into kayak fishing, I would definitely do the motor. Like I said, that way I can cruise along and not have to wear myself out just trying to get to a fishing spot. But they also got the power poles for them.
That's right. Yep.
That are electric, man. I mean, I'm sure they probably got ones that are manual that you just push down with your hand.
Yeah, you can.
And then,
do that,
then they got the electric ones. You just.
Yeah, Mike had that electric one when we went with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
That
awesome,
was
man.
cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just pull up and.
But it
anchor
works
up.
great. Like if we're on a charter with him, he puts it down and then ties you off to him. You know, so it works. It works.
You
for
ever see that
everybody.
one Fred Rourke uses? Captain Fred uses?
Oh, yeah.
That rod that he spears the ground
Spears
with
it.
it. Yep.
Stick it.
That was my job the other day. I
Spearing
was in
the
charge
ground?
of. I was in charge of the anchor.
Yeah, that's a great anchor.
It's great until he puts you in like the pluff mud or the real shelly bottom, where you've got to grind and grind and grind to get that thing in. And of course, while you're sitting there trying to get it in, he's hollering at you.
Oh, yeah.
Hold us here. Don't let us move. Don't let us move. And I'm sitting there pushing, trying to get it through those shells.
You got skunked out that day, right?
We did.
Bummer.
We did. But your boss man.
My boss man, Greg Harrelson himself, he's headed fishing with Captain Fred tomorrow.
I'll tell you, Pawleys Island Outdoors down in Pawleys Island can help you get out and enjoy the South Strand. But I have heard that and of course Fred, had been waiting for the moment to call
the
Greg.
right time.
And I have heard that the redfish schools have gotten back together. That cold front and this cold front are only going to help it get better.
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday or that Greg told me that he got the call. He got the call.
Yep.
That Fred said it was time.
Because Greg's going to target with fly rod.
Exactly. He's a fly guy. And so he's going to go down there and target them school. And if they're schooled up, Fred will find them. Fred will put them on them. There's no question about it. That's what Fred does. And I was telling Greg, I said, that's perfect timing because I knew we were going to get this cold front Friday night.
Yep.
And it was going to be cold today. I said, man, it was supposed to be warmer tomorrow. Now it's not snowing. It's not going to be as warm and nice as it was supposed to be earlier in the week tomorrow. But, yeah.
How's the wind?
I think it's going to be a little windier than expected, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I hope they go. Give it a shot. Like Fred says, don't decide from the couch.
Nope. Decide on the water.
That's
well,
right.
I can tell you one thing we got to decide, and then we do have to decide that we need to go to break. So
That has been decided.
Take us to break. We'll come back on the other side, and we'll talk some more fishing stories and open up that Crazy Sister Marina fish line. Give us a shout. Tell us what's going on in your life.
Indeed. Tell us a fish story.
Tell us a fish story. We need one.
Yeah, we do need one. None of us have been fishing in a while.
No.
All right. You ready, Super Jenna? All right, Fish, as you know the drill, we'll be right back on the Southern Anglers Radio Show on the Gator 107.9.
Low Country Preserve and the Tin Roof at Low Country Preserve are an outdoorsman's getaway. Our pistol ranges are second to none with easy accessibility and privacy. And for all you expert marksmen out there, we've got ranges up to 500 yards for all your needs. Our ski course is so convenient. Also, with over 20 stations, you can come out, bring a group of clients or friends, and have some friendly competition. We offer annual memberships as well as daily fees to come out and use our facilities. And our staff is always ready to answer your questions in the pro shop. Don't forget about our beautiful venue on site, the Tin Roof at Low Country Preserve. For your corporate outing needs or for weddings, this custom-built barn can accommodate your groups of 20 up to 200 and more. You can't find any better settings to host your special event along the Grand Strand. If you'll visit lowcountrypreserve.com, you can find more information. Remember, get out and enjoy your Second Amendment. Come visit us. We're within a quick drive of anywhere along the Grand Strand.
Realtree has always had a connection to the fishing industry and the outdoor lifestyle. In 2016, Realtree expanded on the traditional business of creating the world's most effective camouflage patterns to create a fishing brand and family of patterns designed to connect the woods to the water and strengthen the bond between the two worlds. We couldn't be more excited to be working with the industry's top brands, retailers, and anglers to continue our growth, and we hope that you will join us. Enjoy Realtree fishing patterns inshore, offshore, on the lake, or at the dock. Learn more about the extensive line Realtree fishing patterns, apparel, gear, and more at Realtree.com.
If you were looking for an authentic taste of the South in a warm and friendly environment, our friends at Judy Boone's are ready to introduce you to Southern hospitality and all the tasty food that represents the Southern heritage. Our buffet-style food is served in a clean environment with your safety being our top priority. Our staff is ready to make your experience enjoyable, and our full-service bar is open during our dining hours. We're located at 4664 US 17 Business in Murrells Inlet, just south of Wachesaw Road. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Judy Boone's is the proud sponsor of the Southern English Radio Show Photo of the Month. Y'all come see us.
Sparks Toyota is celebrating 40 years of service to the Myrtle Beach and Grand Strand area. Visit Sparks Toyota and find the same competitive pricing and superior service that's been earning us customer loyalty since 1982. Celebrate with us and save on new Toyotas. Shop now and get low APR on the new 2022 RAV4 or the new 2022 Highlander. And for your convenience, Sparks offers Toyota rental cars.
Click and save at SparksToyota.com. Sparks Toyota, where the dealer is always in.
Waccamaw Outfitters is one of the most beautiful spots in all the Grand Strand area. Located at Conway City Marina, this gym on the Waccamaw River offers so much for families and those of all ages. From beautiful and scenic kayak tours, kayak rentals, and pontoon tours, we even offer fishing charters here. Make sure to check out the Ship Store and Captain Matt's own exclusive line of black water therapy clothing. For more information, visit WaccamawOutfitters.com and tell them you heard it on the Southern English Radio Show.
Crazy Sister Marina has been the leader in water sports along the Grand Strand for years, and the tradition continues, offering everything from boat rentals to kayaks and jet skis to private charter boats. Our biggest, the new Inlet Princess, sets the standards on how a party boat should produce fish instead of just being a boat ride. We offer everything from 3-hour trips to full-day trips on our private charter boat fleet as well. Come watch the boats come in daily or just come enjoy our fully stocked ship store and book your trip today. Visit crazysister.com for more info or call us at 843-651-3676.
Suck Bang Blow is a lot more than the most popular biker bar in the Southeast, with an incredible menu offered 7 days a week, featuring daily specials including the best in tacos on Taco Tuesdays. Stop in for lunch or dinner and enjoy the atmosphere. Don't forget the live entertainment lineup featuring national and local acts weekly. Visit suckbangblow.com for the schedule of entertainment and all the latest in info. Suck Bang Blow is a lot more than just a biker bar. That's right. Hey, do y'all like fishing for prizes? Maybe a trip to Costa Rica or a once-in-a-lifetime African safari? Well, the Grand Strand Fishing Rodeo is back. Thanks to the hard work of Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Trilogy Outdoors Media, this once popular event is back and is bigger and better than ever. This event is comprised of 12 monthly competitions that culminate in November with our annual banquet and expo, the celebration of fishing on the Grand Strand. New to this event is the freshwater division that will help include all of of our anglers that live and visit the Grand Strand throughout the year. Monthly species winners will receive great prize packages from Bass Pro Shop and Surf Signs and Designs. But most importantly, they will receive an invite for them and a guest to our annual banquet and an entry in the grand prize drawing. So whether you fish the rivers, a pond, the pier, the surf, or a boat, you have a chance to win the grand prizes. To get signed up or for additional information, visit TrilogyOutdoorsMedia.com and click on event. Also, you can visit any of our weigh stations and registration stations to get signed up as well. Thanks to our wonderful sponsors, South Atlantic Bank, Surf Signs and Designs, Bass Pro Shops, Trilogy Outdoors Media, Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and many more. Best of luck to everyone, and we'll see you at the scales.
The 43rd Annual Spring Home Show is going on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Be sure to stop by booth 310 and learn why Freedom Boat Club is boating made for everyone. This is Karen Berry with the Freedom Boat Club, bringing you your Weekend Marine Report. Here at the Freedom Boat Club, located in North Myrtle Beach at the Harbor Gate Marina, we will have a low tide at 2:15 this afternoon, and the next high tide will be at 7:48 p.m. The sun will set at 5:48 and rise in the morning at 7:08. Currently along our beaches from Little River Inlet down to Murrells Inlet and 20 nautical miles out, the winds are out of the northeast at 15 to 20 knots and gusting up to 30 knots. The seas are at 2 to 5 feet. This has been your Weekend Marine Report, brought to you by the Freedom Boat Club, where the boat is waiting.
Hey y'all, this is Russ. I'm a proud member of the Gator Nation.
Welcome back to the Southern Anglers Radio Show with Captain E. Kinney and the Bassmaster on Gator 107.9, bringing you a boatload of tips to help you out on the water.
Welcome back, Fish Heads, to the Southern Anglers Radio Show.
Hey, we're broadcasting live from the Toyota Tundra studio, presented by Sparks Toyota, where the dealer is always in.
And by Key West Boats and Morris's Marine of Lake City and Georgetown, where every day is a boat show.
Every day!
Every day. And by the Freedom Boat Club, where your boat is waiting.
And I just want to not wait any longer and say this. You know, I know that we send a lot of people to Lake City to Marshall's Marine, don't we? We send a lot of people there. You know, a lot of people love going there.
Indeed.
And we talk about every day's a boat show, every day's a boat show. That store in Lake City is incredible. If you get in there and start walking around and you can't find a boat that tempts your taste buds, then you probably really aren't looking for a boat.
I like how they have the freshwater section
right in the middle.
And the saltwater section.
Yep. Showroom, I think they call that one. Showroom one, straight in. Once you get into here's the deal. I'm having to rewrite some ads and everything, so my mind's like on that. And I talked about it, how, when you go to Marshall's Marine, either one, like they've set up that nice, comfortable area at the Georgetown store with the lounges and everything else, TV play and to sit down, if you and the wife are down there thinking about something and, you look at a boat and then you're sitting down. This, for a lot of people, including myself when I bought my G3. It's the biggest purchase you're going to make of your life other than your house.
Home, exactly.
So, you want to sit down, you want to be comfortable, and just talk about it. And between the lounge they've got in Lake City, which Russ was in love with because they got the big aquarium right there with fish in it, and the lounge down in Georgetown is perfect. But, man, both of them are set up with, you can get a cold drink. Georgetown, they'll cook you. Or they got the kitchen in Lake City, too.
They do got a kitchen right there.
I always tell everybody, if
Marshall's
you're
all
ever
about
going to
that.
go to a Marshall's to look at a boat, make sure you go sometime around 11:30.
Yep.
Get there before lunch because you're probably going to end up getting fed.
Them guys are all about the food, man. They do.
They eat good.
They don't play, and they say you could be a stranger to them. You walk in that door, you're family.
You are family, and they've been doing it for a long time now, 56 years, 7, a long time. And what did I say? Thousands have saved millions.
Indeed.
That's the truth.
Well, Marshall's got purchasing power that other dealers don't have.
Nope. The next couple months are the key buying time for boats for the year. They are. Everybody wants to be involved. They want to plan that summer, having time on the water with the kids. And
it's a vacation every weekend is what I call it.
Yamaha has an incredible 6 months, 6 years. Buy 5 or you get 5 plus 1. Anyway, great warranties out there right now if you're going to buy. So now's the time. If you're looking or thinking about upgrading or getting a new boat, stop in. And I'll tell you, the other thing is, if you need to get rid of a boat, it's the time to do it. This is the time when people are looking. Who is it?
I don't know.
Oh. I gotta go get my water anyway. Okay. It's the time to get to looking.
There goes the leg breaker.
Just go into the cooler.
Don't break my leg.
He said you ain't gonna break my leg.
That's how Super Jenna got her name. Remember when she put that lady in the armbar? And escorted the lady that was looking for the. Where's the air show? Yeah, remember she was that was hilarious, wasn't it, Tony? It was you. She goes, remember that was when the Blue Angels were here, the air show?
That's right.
The planes. She goes, where's the air show? And you said, look up. You said, look up.
Oh my God, remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we are located in a pretty central, easy to find location here.
Yeah, it's not hard to find. There's a ginormous iHeart Media.
Yeah. And the
sign.
doors are, this place is locked up like a vault.
It is most of the time. But
most of the time.
That lady came in. We didn't know, man.
No, we didn't know.
She's been one of them wacky fans, you know.
She was,
how some of them play, some of these.
Remember that? That was crazy.
There were some wacky fans out there that,
yeah.
we didn't know.
Yeah.
And we got our back to the door.
We got our back to the door.
Uh-huh.
Could
be all over before we even knew it.
All right, so let's open up that Crazy Sister Marina fish line. Oh, no, we got to wait. Super Jenna's doing her duties. Don't open it up just yet, but let's...
she's on patrol.
Let's definitely talk about... we talked about Murrells Inlet. Let's talk about bass fishing, Tony. Let's talk about what we need to get out there and find a bass right now in the river.
Yes, wintertime bass fishing.
We're still looking outside the ditches, looking for the bait fish or fish feeding up, or to move in, or they already moving in?
You're already moving in at your place where you got to experience that once in a lifetime deal. That's it.
It ain't come on Time Hop yet. I've been looking.
It's you're not far from it. It's fixing to pop up anytime right now.
Yeah.
But they're starting to pull in. They're in their pre-staging.
Right.
So they're moving a little bit every day. As the days get longer, the water's warming up a little bit. They're moving a little bit further. But go about a quarter of the way back to the spawning pockets and start right there.
And go get some of them shiners from.
You'll know, because you'll get on them, and then all of a sudden you won't get anything. You need to turn around and go backwards because you went past where they're at.
Now, I know this is the time of the year where you know what color I got on, and you know I'm going to have at least one of the 3 rods on my deck because I don't ever bring more than that normally, but I'm going to have a square bill on.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have a square bill on, and I'm going to be looking for any kind of treetop, anything right now. I'm looking for a lay down.
Any kind of structure right now is a stopping point, and they're going to use it just to move up into those shallows. But square bill or a Bandit 200 series, anything that goes 5 to 8 foot deep crankbait,
right?
You're in the money.
Do you look for warmer water?
Yes.
Because I know that's big in the fall.
Any temperature change, right?
Even if it's only a couple degree warmer.
Well, obviously you're looking for warmer, and a temperature change you're going to find warmer, but any temperature change, correct?
Yep. I literally, like I said, I would go a third the way up to your spawning pockets in the main channel and start fishing. And don't be afraid to fish in the middle. As you seen that day, they're not against the bank. They are in staging mode, and any little piece of structure, they will lock down on it and repeat it. I cannot say it enough. Repeated cast to the same place. Because if you find one, you're going to find more.
Don't give up too soon then.
Every slack water that you come to, fish it, and fish it hard.
Now, this time of the year, too, is one where the rice fields can be really, really good when on a cooler day and you've got that mud up in that rice field that's warmed up and the water coming out of it on the falling tide is warmer. You can get on the outside of it and find some incredible numbers.
Yep. Your trunk dikes this time of the year are incredible because the water temperature in those rice fields is a lot warmer than it is in the...
And most of them are open now. The duck season's over.
Duck season's out. They're going to be draining the rice fields, and the sun's baking on those all day long. It's just a little shallow water, and it warms up. And it sometimes it can be 8, 10, 12 degrees warmer water coming out of those trunk dikes than in the river itself. So
is it a trunk dike or a trunk dock?
Trunk dike. Stop 50 yards below them. Fish it real good. Don't be afraid to fish out in the middle where the water.
I was going to say where the
out
water's
and makes
blowing
that
out.
Big whirl. That's a great staging spot for them, and fish it right on up and to the trunk itself, because they're just trying to move in there to get in those rice fields to spawn. So I'm giving away a lot of secrets here, man. I'm cutting 50 years off a lot of y'all's times.
That's what you're for.
That's what you're for.
Yeah.
I'm cutting the curve off here, man.
Hopefully we do that for everybody in all types of fishing.
Yep. Look in. Get you a willow blade spinnerbait, something you can slow roll. Get you a rattle trap and get you a crankbait and go. You're covered, top to bottom.
That's all you need.
That's it.
And go get some of them shiners from
And
Salty's.
of course, a chatterbait, thunder cricket, whatever you want to throw.
That's automatic if you did that.
I've got right now in the way willow blades, because that's what I've got, right? I've got willow blade, and then I've got a combo willow Colorado.
Yep.
Right? I've got two, but this is the colors I've got in stock. Fire Tiger, I've got white, and I've got white and chartreuse, and I've got that natural, I think we call it like the shad color.
Yep.
I've got some of those in stock. So reach out if you want to try some of those. Tony will tell you they're great.
You can't go wrong with the chartreuse and white in any other water scenarios we have, from Black River to PD to Waccamaw to Sandpit to Sampit. You cannot go wrong.
This is the time of the year you and I fish Sampit.
Is it this year?
We fished a tournament. Yeah, Tony fished with Shannon.
It wasn't
by
cold that
himself.
day, though, was
Huh?
it? It wasn't cold.
It wasn't cold that day.
Not day, it wasn't.
We got lucky.
Is that the day we went all the way back into that?
Way back.
Man, that was a neat area we found, man.
Yeah.
That looked so fishy. We didn't catch any fish. but
Sampit is a beautiful river, and here again,
It's amazing the
here
things we've seen
again-
down there.
Here again, you get windy days still this time of the year, and of course we're coming into March coming up soon, and we know how the wind is there. That is a place where you can get out and you can hide and you can fish on the windiest of days.
And find a spot.
That river runs east to west. So this time of the year, you're going to have a north wind. So it's blowing across you.
Did we catch any fish that day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you even caught one.
Oh, that's right. I caught one.
Remember,
yeah,
you threw it,
one.
and we thought you were on the mud, and you were, and you started pulling
Just
it.
kind of,
and-
yeah, he was right there.
Yep.
Yeah, he wasn't a big one, though.
No.
Don't
A
matter.
1 pounder.
That's where he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
He was sitting there just waiting to
Yeah,
find
as soon as I started pulling it,
off of that
right.
hill.
He
And
took it.
You pulled that spinnerbait off of there
How'd you know it was a spinnerbait?
because I know you.
He knew what you were fishing.
I did. I threw spinnerbait all day that day.
I know Inglis. He's not crazy enough to let you get on the boat and throw anything with treble hooks.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
What, do you question my accuracy?
Hey, I trust you more than Mike Brady.
Oh, yeah. I'm really careful about that, man. I was the one who was in danger, probably. I kept hearing
Oh, you're right. Tony's fished with me. He knows.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me. I've heard that buzzbait blade come
Yeah.
by my ears
Oh, man.
several
Oh.
times.
You know what would happen on that G3 is that the foot pedal on that trolling motor was set back a little bit. So I was already back further on the bow than I probably should have been.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you throw in, if I went from the 610 or something to one of my 7.4 rods, then you got that extra distance. Yeah, you could be in trouble.
I'm very careful about that because I actually did maim somebody one time with my backswing, and I was just a little kid, and me and my buddy was fishing in a canoe on this lake. I was actually fishing. We actually was like a camping trip with his parents. I was on with them, and they took me because we were like, I was like their other kid anyhow. But we were on a canoe, and I did my backswing. I hooked my friend's ear and ripped it.
Oh boy!
Yeah,
Ripped it out.
Ripped it. I mean, it hooked him, but I ripped it, and so he had his ear was like. He had like 2 earlobes.
Right.
And, his mom yelled at me, man.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Shannon got me several years back right in the center of
It grew
my
back, believe it or not.
with a 5/8 ounce frog with the double 5/0 hooks in it right in the middle of the back. And when it hit, I just went straight to my knees on the bow of the boat. It was a smack, dude. Trust me.
Dude, I was fishing with with one of them, what do they call the top waterlers? The big fat ones that don't catch fish.
That don't catch me.
What do they call? I forget the name of them, man, because I quit using them. I went to the other ones that are better. But I got that thing hung up like on an oyster shell right on the edge where I was fishing. And, man, I was pulling on it. Man, and it came loose, and it might as well have been fired out of a cannon.
Came right back and hit you?
Hit me in the stomach, man. And it put a welt on my stomach, man. It hit me so hard.
Yep.
Oh, and it stung, dude. I felt like I just got gut punched by Mike Tyson, man. I'm like bent over.
Russ hit me in the back of the head one day. Russ, I was letting him fish out the back of the boat by himself, and he kept getting hung up because he loved to just sit his rod right beside the boat and just let it sit there. And he kept getting hung up, and he got hung up, and he was trying to pull it, and that thing came loose, and it hit me square in the back of the head.
Oh.
And I turned around, and I was ready to fight. I was like, what the heck? But praise the Lord, the hook was planted in the worm still. But, man, this is a great time of the year to get out, enjoy the river system here, bass fishing. And, of course, you may not catch your biggest fish, but I think this is a numbers time of the year, isn't it?
This is the time of the year to catch your biggest fish. From now to April
I don't know why I always think maybe more late February, March for, that full moon to come, and that's when they go. And
well,
that's when
right now they're feeding up hard. They are really feeding hard because they're trying to pack on weight for the winter and for the spawn, because once the spawn comes, they're not going to eat.
No, they're going to be busy with other things.
It's February.
Remember those days?
This is my favorite time of the year. January, February, March.
Well, we need to get fattened up.
Chasing.
There's no jet skiers and inner tubers and wakeboarders and all that on the water.
Yeah. That's always a question for me, man. That's a question for everybody.
But with that being said, be careful when you're out there, because you're going to be out there and you might not see another boat all day long. So if you fall out the boat, it ain't like no help's going to come by. So
that's true.
Be real careful.
Wear that life jacket.
This cold water.
You should use it in the river anyway when you're running.
And really, you should use it no matter where.
Yeah.
Everybody, thinks you're a good swimmer, man. I don't use one. I haven't used one, but I think I'm starting. I'm like, get one of the ones like you got, the automatic inflatables. That way it's not, you're not encumbered.
Let me just tell you the one key to that is a decent inflatable runs anywhere between 150 and 200. And
that's the automatic inflatable?
That's be your auto inflate, everything else. Take care of it. Don't let it get wet.
For that price, heck yeah.
If it gets wet, you're going to have to spend about $40 to $50 for the recharge system to put it back together. And trust me, it doesn't take much water, which makes you understand how safe it is, that if you hit the water, it's going to inflate. But if you leave that thing sitting in an area that can get moisture and get wet, that little capsule, all it is a little crazy little pellet that sits in there, and it holds the spring. And if the water gets to it, that capsule dissipates, goes away, and the spring hits and it activates it.
They make them now that's pressurized so they can get wet. If you're going to spend the money to get one, don't cheap out, because like you said, I got one at the house now. Mike Brady gave me that deployed in his rod box.
Oh,
yeah.
Just because it got wet from the rain.
And you got to watch out if you got a 4 or 5-year-old, because he will try to pull that handle for the heck of it.
Well, and then there's also the, like the ones that the bass guys wear that are like, they don't seem too cumbersome either, Well,
that's what I have.
Thinner, yeah.
Look, just the 2 straps and ties right
Those aren't
here.
too bad.
Yeah, they're not. They're not that bad. They're not heavy. They're comfortable. Actually, they're comfortable.
You forget you even have them on once.
Yeah, it's worth wearing them, man.
Herein lies the issue
because
too.
Your life depends on it. So
absolutely.
Don't cheap out. If you got to spend $200, spend $200, but get a good one. It's pressurized. It has to go 6 inches a foot underwater before it deploys.
Yeah. So Mustang, probably the best out there. But you can go to Bass Pro Shops. Go up there. Go look through. They've got a plethora. I mean, all price ranges and everything. Remember, their Big Spring Classics coming up. Mike Eady's going to be up there doing a couple seminars.
Oh, I got a gift card too, by the way.
Speaking of
my
which,
favorite thing.
I got a truckload of gift cards. And if you are a monthly winner from the Grand Strand Rodeo from any months prior, hit me up. My number's out there on the website. You can call me. And let's arrange meeting. I've got all the shirts and hats. We'll get you your shirt, get your hat, get you your gift card to Bass Pro, so you can head up there and go spend it and get some prizes. So I've got all that. Thank you.
You hear that, T-Bone?
Thank you, Chris Baker. and the team at Bass Pro are getting so involved, and they are super excited. There's going to be more stuff coming from Bass Pro Shops as the rodeo goes on this year. But we want to thank
splurge for a life vest like that, man. One of them life jackets like that to wear.
Hey, your life's worth $200.
I'll tell you, man, it's not just, I'm saying it because, I'm getting up there. I don't know how much of a marathon
and you
swim
fish
I
a
can
lot
do.
by yourself, like me.
I do, man. And, it's like that time that the Bikini Bottom caught on fire. And Levi and I were out there. We're out in the ocean. We're maybe a mile offshore, a little bit more.
I can't remember. Did y'all bail out the boat?
Yeah. Because, of course, I had no bilge pump. The entire everything was gone. No radio, no nothing. But I'm looking over there at the beach, and I'm like, man.
Can I make it?
Yeah, and I was only like 42 or 43 then, maybe 44. And like, man, and I was looking at the cooler. I had a 48 quart cooler. I was going to do the Jaws thing. And
hang on to the
hang on that cooler and start kicking, But I'm looking at that, man. I'm like, that's a long way off, man.
Was there a moment of panic on the boat?
Not one single moment. Once we put the fire out, it was all good, man.
That's good.
Yeah, Captain Al saved the day. You remember that? You came down to the dock that day. Poor Captain Al.
Beat the boat up.
Do you remember that story? He fell off his boat?
Yep.
That was terrible, man. But, Captain Al was like the only other guy out there that day. And fortunately, I was getting my call 911. I was getting ready to call Georgetown Rescue, man, because we were taking on, it was rough. Ocean was getting rough. We had no bilge pump, and water's lapping in a little bit at a time.
Yep.
And every bit of that water comes in, the heavier Bikini Bottom was getting, the more water we're getting in, And I'm like, I don't know, So I was getting ready, and my phone rang. It was Captain Al asking me if I'd found any fish. And I said, no, man, told him we're dead in the water, blah, blah, blah. He was out somewhere else.
Yeah, he was further off.
Yeah, and here he comes, man. His big old Grady White. Is that what he had? Grady White?
Grady White.
Here he comes, rolling, in the horizon. Here he comes, man. And he comes over, and I throw him a rope, and he leans out to grab the rope and falls off his boat.
I forgot about him falling in the water.
He did, and it was cold, man. It was this time of year.
He pulled you into a channel marker, right, or something?
The other guy, because Captain Al, he had a charter. He had a guy and probably his grandkid.
That's right. He traded out.
An old fella and a grandkid, and they had a heck of a time getting Captain Al back in his boat because, it's got the high gunnels,
Mm-hmm.
But they finally managed to hoist Captain Al back into the boat. Captain Al's freezing, of course. So the charter guy drops the boat. His customer drops the boat. And, he pulled us into a channel marker, which I didn't know it, but the channel markers are, like, soft.
Yeah, they are.
I didn't know that. I was like, oh, man, here goes the boat. And I'm like yelling at the guy.
Sure.
Go left. Man, he drug us right over top of that. And then we hit it. It was just like,
bing.
Yeah. It was
kind of like Weekend at Bernie's. It doesn't
man.
sound like that. Ding.
No, it didn't. I thought it was going to. I thought, oh, my God, that thing's made of steel. It's going to crack my hull or something, But no, it was like padded, man. It was just soft and sweet.
Hey, all right, so it's time to go to break. When we come back on the other side of the break, hey, I hope you've been listening to the show. We're going to have our Judy Boone's Family Kitchen question of the day and give somebody a $25 gift card to go enjoy some incredible food down at Judy Boone's. It's
question of the day.
Year.
Is this going to be hard, medium, or like impossible?
I'm going to let you dictate. We're going to work on it right now. Hey, you'll have to wait, caller. We'll get you on the other side of the break. You'll have to call us back. So take us to break.
You got it. You ready, Super Jenna? She is ready. So we will be right back on the Southern Anglers Radio Show on the Gator 107.9.
Hey, do y'all like fishing for prizes? Maybe a trip to Costa Rica or a once-in-a-lifetime African safari? Well, the Grand Strand Fishing Rodeo is back. Thanks to the hard work of Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Trilogy Outdoors Media, this once-popular event is back and is bigger and better than ever. This event is comprised of 12 monthly competitions that culminate in November with our annual banquet and expo, the celebration of fishing on the Grand Strand. New to this event is the Freshwater Division that will help include all of our anglers that live and visit the Grand Strand throughout the year. Monthly species winners will receive great prize packages from Bass Pro Shop and Surf Signs and Designs. But most importantly, they will receive an invite for them and a guest to our annual banquet and an entry in the grand prize drawing. So whether you fish the rivers, a pond, the pier, the surf, or a boat, you have a chance to win the grand prizes. To get signed up or for additional information, visit TrilogyOutdoorsMedia.com and click on event. Also, you can visit any of our weigh stations and registration stations to get signed up as well. Thanks to our wonderful sponsors, South Atlantic Bank, Surf Signs and Designs, Bass Pro Shops, Trilogy Outdoors Media, Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and many more. Best of luck to everyone, and we'll see you at the scales.
WGTR Bucksport is Gator 107.9. And now, back to the Southern Anglers Radio Show. More chaos and fish tales with your host, Captain E. Kenny and the Bassmaster on Gator 107.9.
All right, fishheads, welcome back to the Southern Anglers Radio Show.
Coming to you live from the Toyota Tundra Studio, presented by Sparks Toyota, where the dealer is always in.
And by Key West Boats and Marshall Marine of Lake City and Georgetown, where every day's a boat show.
Every day.
Every day. And by the Freedom Boat Club here.
Boat is waiting.
Boat is waiting.
And we got a phone call.
Oh, we do?
Go ahead.
Good morning, fish heads.
It is Blowfish.
Leave it up to Blowfish to call in the middle of the intro.
Yeah, what's
I'm
wrong with you,
sorry,
man?
I was trying to be later calling, but it didn't work.
Hey, just a quick question. Was that you that called a minute ago when we said call back?
No, sir.
Uh-oh. All right. What's up, buddy?
It must have been, well, just freezing to death up here. And,
I bet.
Trying to make a dollar, you know. And did you get my picture of all those jellyfish?
Of all the what?
Jellyfish?
There's hundreds up and down the beach here, just lined the beach.
I saw that somewhere else, a picture of that somewhere else.
No, I don't know if it's
They do that. It's not the first time that's happened. We've seen that before.
Yeah, we've seen, but wait, but what, has the wind been blowing out of the northeast for a couple days?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It has. It's been windy here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'll find that. I'll send that. Where's my phone? I don't even have my phone.
Right there it is.
Oh, God, it's over here in front of me. If it's a snake, it'd bite me. Yeah, if it's a snake, it'd bite me.
Yeah, I saw that picture somewhere, Tony.
Yeah, I seen it earlier
that's
this
not
morning.
like the first time. I don't think that's totally uncommon.
You coming to you coming to join us next weekend? You gonna be able to come make it?
That's the reason I'm calling. I have two questions for you.
Yep. Come on.
I wanted to see if I could help.
Okay. I'll put you to work. The answer is yes.
And
Keep going.
Wanted to see if you could cover 2 tickets until I got there.
I got you covered. You want 2 tickets? We got you covered, buddy. I got.
Yes, sir.
We got. I think we got somewhere over just over 50, give or take, left. No, we don't.
We better run a credit check
32.
first.
32. I know where to find you. Hey, if I have to, it might be. We might have a tough race if I have to run you down in my truck because we got the same truck, though.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I'm going to try to knock Kenny out this time if I can.
Well, if history has anything to say about it, then you will.
You will. Yeah, Kenny probably. I mean, that couldn't have worked out any better for a partner. And we're talking about the reverse raffle next weekend for the Stevens family, and again, Rebecca, who suffered incredibly 2 massive strokes on November 4th, and just this week had a surgery to replace her craniotomy. Craniotomy, is that what it's called? Craniotomy. Huh? Yeah, craniotomy. And
isn't that when you relieve the pressure from the brain?
They take a chunk off
to allow it to expand or whatever,
right.
relieve
and
the pressure.
They have it back, and we're hoping that she's going to join us next week for a little while.
Oh wow!
Or for the whole time, depending on how she feels.
Awesome.
She's still struggling with some speech and other things like that.
Of course.
But I think it'd be great. And yes, when it comes, Tony, I will put you to work doing something. You can
okay.
You can be my assistant for the raffle, and
whatever.
Or
we'll
let you work security at the oyster tables or something. But yes, help is desperate.
Oyster security.
Anybody that wants to volunteer, we're going to meet at 11 o'clock.
He could be a shucker for hire.
You could be a shucker. Yeah, maybe somebody will pay you for that.
Okay.
I know I would, man.
Yeah, we have we do have like 70 something oyster knives, so we're good.
Oh, very good.
Yep.
That sounds good. Well, it'd be about 10 before I got down there, Captain, because I got to work at least an hour.
We're meeting at 11, so
Perfect.
you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're meeting at 11, and we'll as soon as we get done with the radio show, we'll be hauling our butts to get down there, and so plenty of time, brother. That's fine.
Well, just text me the name of the place again so I can find it.
I'll send you the directions. Right. Thank you so much, Tony, and I'll get you your 2 tickets.
Thank y'all so much.
All right, bud.
All righty, y'all have a great day.
You
Thanks.
too, man.
Thank you, buddy.
See you, Blowfish.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right.
He's never going to lose that name, is he?
You think our phones ain't listening? First thing popped up.
What? How in the world? We didn't search
That's
that, did
crazy.
we?
No,
we did not search that, did we?
No.
That is downright
That's his
scary,
fault.
man. That's freaking scary.
So for anybody that's listening, we obviously talked about inflatable life jackets, life vests, whatever you want to call it, PFDs. And Tony's phone now
I just picked it up.
has just
First thing.
Send him an advertisement for
an advertisement
for an inflatable
inflatable.
PFD. That is creepy.
Hey, and all the meanwhile, we've got some big balloon floating across the country.
Yep, pretty much over top of us by about now, I'd say.
Oh, is it really?
They'd say like somewhere between like, what was it? Like,
No, it's not coming here till Tuesday, right?
Oh, I thought it was today.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, no, it's not till Tuesday.
Oh, I thought it was today.
Nope.
Saturday
And
between.
Did you look at the military bases that's going to be flying straight over?
They have disabled its capabilities to do stuff. They just can't shoot it down because it's too high.
Oh,
yeah, that's
really?
what I saw too. Yeah.
Who has disabled it? We have or they did?
We have disabled it.
So, but
Can't shoot it down.
I'm not just jamming the. There's jam, yeah, signal jam, and that's. I mean, they're good. We're good at that stuff, man. Them AWACS planes, you know them.
yeah, but what could it not have? I mean, here we go. Could it not be carrying something that could be detrimental to whatever?
They can't blow it up.
Huh?
Why do you think they can't shoot it down?
Well, they know it's like surveillance gear. It's not got any weapons on it or anything, but they're scared. I don't want them to shoot it down. Not yet. I think they should capture it.
Yep.
They should, they should get a hold of that thing somehow, some way, and find out what that gear actually is and what it was used for. Whether it was listening, whether it was,
Yeah, but
communications,
there's another one on the way.
or whether it's, just taking pictures.
Right.
I'd like to know what it's.
If they know another one's on the way, I'm just saying this, and it's over the Pacific Ocean, it needs to be shot down.
Over the ocean, absolutely.
Yeah.
If we put
If
one
it happened
over,
once.
Depends on how high it is. That's one of the articles
Yeah.
I read this morning was if it's way high, because they're designed to be way, way high.
right?
Our capabilities to get it are
I read that too, and that's what the Joint Chiefs of Staff were saying, man, that the most advanced fighter plane that we have is the F-22 Raptor, and it has a ceiling of 50,000 feet, and that thing's at 60,000 feet. And the missiles that F-22 Raptor carries are programmed, designed to go after planes and other missiles. They look for signatures of a plane, so they couldn't even get it to, it would never even lock in on a balloon. That's exactly what I read too. Yeah. It would never even, they could fire missile after missile, it would never even.
So right now in
Go after
China,
it.
there's a bunch of guys sitting in a little room just dying laughing at the U.S. for not having any.
I mean, I don't think they purposely did that, man. I think they lost control of it.
Oh, you do?
Oh, absolutely. They would never do anything like that on purpose, man. That's just too huge. It's way too huge. I think that thing was supposed to have some sort of controls or self-deflate or something before
Right.
it got over
Yep.
territorial waters, I mean, you can fly anything you want over the ocean, but, I think it wasn't supposed to do that. I think they did lose control of it.
Well, I want to share with you something this week that my good friends, Sabbatical Charters, anybody follows them, they're great charter guys out of.
They are good, man.
Out of Ocean Isle, but look at what they came up on. This is when I say this is new technology, this is so new technology. They just the U.S. Navy just launched these things a year ago. They launched them in Bahrain.
Bahrain?
Off of Bahrain first. Look at this. This is the new sail drone. He got right up to it. He saw it. He thought it was a sailboat upside down with the keel in the air.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
This is it can run self-sustainably for over a year with no stops on land. It's got complete surveillance on it, weather and everything. And that hard metal piece up top is a sail that actually works.
Right. Is that what it's for? Is like weather?
That's what it's for. No, it's for surveillance. It's called a.
So I don't see any like satellite dishes or anything.
No,
on
it's all, look on top of it. You see all the stuff up on top, and then it's got some other stuff on the front of it. And then if you Google these and look it up, U.S. Navy sail drones, there's a bunch of information about it. So this apparently is like one of the first ones
Oh, that's
in
awesome,
the
man.
Atlantic, and it
Yeah.
came right by them.
That's cool.
So
Just sailing along, nobody
really
on it.
just sailing along. Top
Yeah.
speed of 3 miles an hour.
Yeah, I guess so, because it's not like one of them sailboats with 30 sails. It's just one sail.
One sail, but really cool.
So it just moseys around.
And I would have been like him. I would have thought it was possibly a sailboat with a
Oh,
keel.
That's
It
what
looks
you
like
would
a
think.
keel.
Oh, absolutely, especially from a distance until you got up to it, you say that's not what that is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, man. We don't have any idea what's out there, man.
No.
I mean, you look at it, man. GPS was around for years, decades before they opened it up to the public. The internet was around for decades, man. Decades and decades. The internet was designed for Department of Defense use only.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, they opened that up and let the public have access to that.
Anything that we get to see as the public that is military is already obsolete by the time we get to see it as the public.
There's some super high-tech stuff out there, man.
There are. But I think some of the coolest thing is how they can take some of these jets, jet fighters and planes and bombers and everything that are, several years old, and upgrade the electronics and everything on it, and they are the newest and baddest, and it's just amazing to me, that they can take like a jet from the 90s and have it equipped with the highest in technologies, the smartest, most up-to-date things, and make, that jet is the bomb.
I see where they're looking at bringing the A-10 Warthogs back, man.
Oh, God, don't tell my father-in-law that.
But they're not going to be tank killers like they used to be. They're going to do like just what you were saying. They're going to reformat them, and they're going to have another operational purpose, and I forget what it was now.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to do something else with them, but that they found out that they could be really good for, and it would save a whole bunch of money because they already got this huge fleet of A-10s that are on mothballs right now.
Yep.
And so they're going to repurpose them. They're not going to be tank killers anymore.
Baddest planes that was ever made.
I forget what they're going to be used for.
That cannon, the bullets are the size of a Red Bull can, and it shoots how many a minute?
400 maybe?
Something crazy.
Yeah.
Something crazy. Yeah, I love watching old videos. You can go find old videos of A-10s during Desert Storm. Oh, man, can they light some havoc up on... They were crazy.
Dude, they're one of the most useful, deadliest planes we've ever built.
When I was in the Navy, man, my ship carried Apache helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Apaches. I'm sorry. It was before the Apache. They were Cobras.
Cobras.
Yeah. And they had that Gatling gun up in the front of that thing.
Right.
And the pilot had a
sensor on his eye. It shot wherever he was looking.
Exactly. And they would test that before they would take off, go off on their missions or whatever. And he would, wherever he looked, that gun would, it was neat, man.
You're like, don't look at me.
We're like, wow, that's cool, man. That's pretty nifty.
That is pretty nifty. Well, I'll tell you what, it's time for us to figure out how we're going to give this Judy Boone's gift certificate away. So, what we're going to do is this. Let's just do caller number 5.
What is Inglis's middle name?
That is funny.
Nobody will know that one, man. We'll save Judy Boone $25.
843-293-1079. 843-293-1079. I know here.
5th caller?
Oh, I'll give you something. 5th caller.
Wow, it's ringing already.
Caller number 2.
Well, we got 2.
Number 2, you're out of here.
Sorry, try again. Here we go. Caller number 3.
What did we say? 5?
Yep.
5? Do we have 5 listeners?
Sorry, caller number 3. Just a bit outside.
What are we on now?
Caller 4.
Caller 1.
Caller 4, you're out of there.
All right, here we go.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
We got Mr. Click on that one.
Look
Here we go.
Hey, all right. Hello? Hello, is anybody there?
Yeah, it's Jiggin' John.
What's up, Jiggin' John?
Jiggin' John.
How are you, brother?
All right. I ain't listened to you guys for a while. I've been kind of sick, but I guess I picked a good day to listen.
Yeah, you did. And guess what? You are caller number 5, so now you got to come down and go eat at Judy Boone's, my friend.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Well, tell me what's been going on. You say you've been sick. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better, but how's everything up on the north end?
Pretty good. I live at the Apache campground, but I ain't been out on the pier in a couple months, so I'm not sure what's going on. This time of year is kind of slow, but I was just wondering if they started fixing the end of the pier yet.
I was wondering the same thing.
Me
I need
too.
to reach out to Calvin and talk to him about that and some other stuff as well. But I do know that there were several piers. This is what I was told this week. Several piers that are in needs of repair that the issue they're having right now is waiting on the big piling, not the boards for the pier, but the pilings themselves. So I don't know if that's affected Apache, but we will. I'll get on top of that and find out for next week. I'll get in touch with Calvin this week. But man, you'll be in our thoughts and prayers. And John, I'm gonna pull up my phone real quick because I know I had your phone. I had your number, and I'll call you and tell you exactly how we can get you that gift certificate. I'll either grab it and bring it, meet you with it, or we can leave it
at the hostess desk.
Yep, or we can leave it at. It's Hulik, correct?
Yeah, that's it.
I got you, brother. All right, good. Well, I'll tell you what.
So one quick question on the rodeo.
Yes, sir.
So you could just enter any time, and it's good for the rest of the year?
Yes, sir. And it is $20 for the year. That's right. You can enter anytime you want to. And John, I have I really tried to keep you guys in mind, all the pier fishermen, and what I've tried to do is at least get 2 or 3 species every month that I know are commonly caught on the piers. So really pretty much after April, I think you'll see that there's 3 species at least in the saltwater that are species that you guys can obtain from the piers, because we are really relying on our interest and our participation from all the piers, okay?
Yeah, is there anywhere towards us on the north end as far as both signing up and weighing in?
Yes, Fish On Outfitters up on Sea Mountain Highway, right? Isn't that how you say it?
It is.
Fish On Outfitters.
Yeah, okay.
He has got the sign-up sheet. He's got all the information up there. You can sign up right there.
Kind of a long haul from Apache.
Yeah, so maybe I'm going to get, I'll tell you what, I'll get with Calvin this week. I know, see, here's the issue. They're not open for fishing apparently right now because they're closed. So I didn't really, prioritize getting there to them.
Uh-huh.
But I will see if I can get with Calvin and get them set up this week as well. And I'll reach out to you with the gift certificate, and I'll let you know that information.
And when you come down to eat at Judy
when
Boone's.
you come eat, you can go to Stalby's,
Beige Boys.
Beige Boys,
right.
Perry's,
any of those, and get signed up too, okay?
Is that gift card or gift certificate got a time limit on it?
1 year, I believe, to the date,
Okay,
but that's it.
good.
Yeah, 1 year
Okay,
to 1 year, and I've got them in the truck. But I think it's 1 year from like maybe 2 weeks ago. But yeah, you're good. We'll get you in there and make sure you use them.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, John. Well, listen, man, thank you so much for calling. It's great to hear from you.
Sure is. Been a while.
You're in our prayers. I hope you get to feeling better and are on the mend. Okay.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Jiggin' John. Well, I'm again a fish head from way back.
He is an OF.
He is an OF. And from way back, man, we've got to hang out with him at remotes. We've got a good time. We got another caller. Oh, we got 4 minutes.
I'm glad John won that. But he comes down this. I mean, Apache's not that far from here.
No, it's not.
No, that's what I'm thinking about, man. He'd probably be just as well to come here
this time of the year. That trip, and I'll tell you, as somebody who has to make this trip from the south end to the north end, south end to the north end a lot these days. This time of the year, as long as it's not at like 4:30 in the afternoon or 8:30 in the morning, is not that bad.
It's much more enjoyable.
It is. Thank you to Highway 31.
31 is one of the best things that we've ever done around here.
Yep. And if you want to see some fast cars, go right on 31.
Ooh, man, I was going up. I'm like you. I'm on 31 all the time.
76, 77, and
I got passed by this Nissan, I believe it was, some type of Nissan. And I'm cruising, man. I'm doing like 75, and I think that's pretty cool. And this thing blew by. I didn't even see him coming. I'm a frequent mirror checker.
Right.
And I did not even see him coming behind me, man. And he blew by me so fast, and it rocked my truck, though.
Right.
The airstream of air he was pushing rocked my truck. He was moving so fast, and he was going. I mean, he was like, he had to be going 150 miles an hour.
That might be right.
He had to be. I mean, I was leaving my house when I lived right down here in Azalea Lakes when my wife and I lived in a condo here. And it was one morning, really early, and there was no other cars on the road. And I was headed south. I think I was on my way to go fishing.
Right.
It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. And as soon as I turned and headed south on 17, this motorcycle blows by me. And he had to be doing 200 miles an hour, man. I didn't see him coming. When I looked left, and you can see way up the road, I didn't see him. And I turned, and I was heading south. And all of a sudden, whoom, he was gone, and he was out of sight on the other, in just an instant. And I'm like, wow, that was amazing.
Don't tell me he was wrecked.
No.
Okay.
And it rocked my truck then. I had a smaller truck, but it was like, wow, that motorcycle wind rocked my truck. I'm like, wow, that is amazing. And all of a sudden, here comes a state trooper.
Right behind him.
Not right. No. Wanted to be right behind him, but that motorcycle was that trooper's car was no match for that motorcycle. Even that trooper was trying, because he probably blew by me at 160, but he couldn't keep up with that motorcycle. So I stepped on the gas, and I'm like, I want to see this, And by the time I got like over the overpass on 544, they were both gone. No, I don't think I looked in the past. I never saw anything.
All right, real quick, I want to go over the species for February. We put wahoo back in for our offshore fishermen. We kept black sea bass on. It's just that time of the year. It opens it up for everybody.
Absolutely.
We put vermilion snapper in again. Black drum stayed in. Sheep's head stayed in again. Two other, popular species for the month of February. And we threw one in that I've had some mixed emotions about.
Mixed emotions.
Flounder. And I put flounder back in for a reason. I have talked to several people that have caught quite a few flounder over the last couple of weeks. Yep. And if you're willing to fight the snodgrass, they're there. It's going to take a lot of work to find a keeper.
Do you remember a couple years ago when my friend from North Carolina came down, went fishing with Jason?
With Jason, y'all killed him.
And it was in February, man, and we caught and big ones, man. I mean, they were like, I couldn't believe that we were even catching flounder at all.
Right.
But to catch that many of them of that size, so yes.
But let me tell you also, that flounder being on there, the guys that are going for black sea bass out in 60, 70 foot of water, they're also catching flounder.
You got that right.
Also, those guys need to pay attention too. And
flounders are good because very few people throw them back anyhow.
That's right.
They're dead the minute they're hooked.
If they're a keeper, they're coming anyway.
You got that right.
And then freshwater, as always, crappie, brim, and catfish, but not as always, because coming up, we're going to be adding in the old bowfin.
I love it.
We're going to take the brim or the crappie or the catfish out and throw in the bowfin. So
do that.
Good old mudfish. We're going to do
earn that title for the month.
We're going to do a mudfish sweep of the rivers.
I don't think I've ever caught one of those.
A couple months. We're going to do it a couple months. So.
You've never caught one?
I don't believe so.
I can change that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So real quick, go to TrilogyOutdoorsMedia.com. You can find all the Grand Strand Rodeo information. You can also find the information about all of our brands and all of our platforms. And it's been a great show today. I want to thank all the callers that called in and participated. And Tony, it's great to have you back in the studio after a week of sleeping in.
A little vacay. Got him a vacay. Yeah.
Wonderful job. And Jenna, thanks for running, keeping the chaos organized. And today we did a great job of it. It looks like we did our breaks every time on schedule. So we're going to get out of here on schedule. Can you take us out of here?
You got it. On behalf of Super Jenna, the producer, Tony, the Bassmaster Carter, Captain E, English Glover, I am Kenny Moore, and this has been the Southern Anglers Radio Show on the Gator 107.9.
Gator 107.9.
Number one for new country.
WGTR Bucksport.